Buckle up, because what just happened in the transatlantic car market isn't just a fender bender. It's a full-speed political collision. In May 2025, German auto giants slammed the brakes on U.S. shipments. Why? Because of tariffs. Big, bold, punishing tariffs from Washington that could redefine the way cars move across oceans. And if you think this is just business as usual, think again. What we're seeing is a major gear shift that could drive prices up, rattle supply chains, and steer the global auto industry into uncharted territory. Let's break down what's unfolding, what it means for your next car purchase, and why Detroit and Stuttgart are suddenly speaking very different languages. April 2025. The U.S. drops a bombshell, a 25% tariff on foreign-built vehicles. That's not a policy tweak, that's a seismic jolt. Overnight, it sends shockwaves through the auto world. Audi slams on the handbrake. Their shipments to the U.S.? Frozen. Over 37,000 cars suddenly stranded at ports across the Atlantic. Not because of technical issues, but because of geopolitics. It's like someone hit pause on an entire segment of the luxury market. BMW and Mercedes-Benz? They're next. Shipments halted. Production schedules thrown into chaos. Logistics? Ripped up and rewritten in real time. Volkswagen tries a different approach. They flood U.S. dealerships with stock, hoping to ride out the storm. But it's a temporary fix at best. Behind the scenes, there's panic. Part suppliers can't meet demand. Pricing models collapse. The entire supply chain, from Bavaria to Baltimore, begins to buckle. This isn't just a disruption. It's a full-blown strategic crisis. German carmakers aren't just reconsidering their shipping routes. They're rewriting their entire U.S. strategy on the fly. Now, here's where the story takes a wild turn. German automakers don't retreat. They retaliate with blueprints, not bluster. BMW looks inward, straight to South Carolina, where its Spartanburg plant is already the company's biggest worldwide. Now, it's going into overdrive. Plans are moving fast to ramp up local production by 80,000 units. Think new shifts, tooling upgrades, and aggressive timelines. BMW's message is loud and clear. If you want made in America, we can deliver. Mercedes-Benz isn't far behind. The automaker lays out an ambitious roadmap. New models built in Alabama by 2027. But this isn't a simple relocation. It's a strategic pivot, designed to sidestep tariffs while keeping one of the most prestigious badges on American roads. Volkswagen, they shift into EV mode. The focus: expand Porsche and Audi electric vehicle production in Chattanooga, Tennessee. It's not just about dodging costs. It's about winning the EV race in America's backyard. What's unfolding here is bigger than factory expansions. It's a redefinition of how and where cars are made. German automakers aren't just treating America as a market anymore. They're treating it as a manufacturing hub. And that changes everything, from jobs to pricing to global power plays. This move could rewire the auto industry from the ground up. So while the tariffs may have started as a threat, they've now sparked one of the fastest, most aggressive production shifts in recent memory. What happens next? That's where things get messy and expensive. If strategy was the steering wheel, then profits just slammed into a wall. The economic damage from this tariff standoff is showing up in hard numbers, and they're ugly. Volkswagen kicked off Q1 2025 with a gut punch, a 37% drop in operating profit. That's not a dip, that's a plunge. The company blamed the tariffs and tough global conditions, but make no mistake, the U.S. trade war is the central villain here. Over at Porsche, things look even worse. The luxury performance icon saw a brutal 43.8% fall in profits. Just 2 months, April and May, cost the brand $114 million. That's money vaporized in a flash. Mercedes-Benz? Same story. Earnings before interest and taxes nosedived by 41%. The financial outlook became so murky, they didn't even bother with future guidance. They just scrapped their 2025 forecast entirely. Industry analysts are crunching the numbers, and the result is staggering. German carmakers could be staring down a $2 to $4 billion loss this year, just from tariffs. And while these automakers are taking emergency action, cutting costs, realigning production, the truth is they're bleeding. This isn't just a PR problem. It's an existential threat to their U.S. strategy. A market that once looked like a gold mine is suddenly a money pit. And when billions disappear from balance sheets, boardrooms start asking hard questions about long-term viability, about future investments, and about whether it's worth the trouble at all. But this isn't just a one-sided brawl. The European Union isn't sitting quietly while German automakers get hammered. They're responding, and fast. In Brussels, the European Commission unveiled a retaliatory plan. Tariffs on up to $95 billion worth of American imports. That's everything from Harley-Davidsons to iPhones. It's not a shot in the dark. It's a warning flare. If talks collapse, a full-blown trade war could explode. But there's a twist. Just as things looked like they were spiraling, a phone call happened. President Trump and European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen reportedly had a constructive conversation. The result? The White House agreed to delay the second phase of tariffs, the dreaded 50% duty, until July 9th. That small window might be enough for diplomacy to work. Or it might just be a countdown to economic chaos. German Chancellor Friedrich Merz isn't sitting still either. He's rallying EU unity, signaling that if the U.S. doesn't back off, Europe could hit back, not just on cars, but on tech. That means American giants like Apple, Amazon, and Google could suddenly find themselves in the EU's crosshairs. What we're witnessing is a geopolitical chess match, with automakers, consumers, and entire supply chains as pawns on the board. Every handshake, every tweet, every delay, or escalation ripples across the industry. And time is running out. Let's bring this story to where it really hits home, your driveway. Because while politicians bicker and CEOs panic, American consumers are already feeling the heat. And it's not subtle. BMW's Mexico-built 2 Series just went up 4%. Audi's A5, more expensive. Porsche, holding steady for now. But insiders say daily strategy meetings are happening, and price hikes are almost inevitable. These aren't normal price adjustments. They're tariff shockwaves. A 25% import duty inflates production costs like a tire with a hole in it. Slow, steady, and deadly. And guess who's picking up the tab? You are. That German car you've been eyeing? It may now be just out of reach. And even if you're willing to stretch the budget, good luck finding one. Inventories are thinning fast, with Audi and BMW freezing shipments and Mercedes dialing back volume. Dealership lots are drying up. Fewer options, higher prices, longer wait times. It's a buyer's nightmare. Analysts say U.S. auto sales could drop by 10% this year. That's not just a blip, that's a demand collapse. And it's not because Americans don't want cars. It's because the cars they want are suddenly too expensive or simply not available. We often think of trade policy as something distant, made in government offices, debated in headlines. But the reality? It's sitting right there in your showroom. It's the reason your monthly payment just jumped. It's why your dealership can't promise a delivery date. It's why your dream car might stay a dream a little longer. Final thoughts. Uncertainty in the driver's seat. As the July 9th deadline for the next round of tariffs creeps closer, this entire industry is in a pressure cooker. German automakers are recalibrating their operations. Diplomats are working the phones. And consumers? They're stuck watching prices climb and inventories shrink. This isn't just a story about cars. It's about resilience, strategy, and the high-stakes reality of a global economy where one political decision can shake entire industries. So now we turn the wheel to you. Would higher prices make you reconsider buying a German vehicle? Should automakers shift more production to the U.S.? Or is that just a band-aid solution? And is the EU doing enough? Or does it need to push back harder? Drop your thoughts in the comments. We want to hear what you think, because the future of the car market may depend on voices like yours. If this video gave you a clearer view of what's really happening behind the wheel, give it a like, hit subscribe, and stick with Global Pulse for more deep dives into the world's biggest stories. Until next time, drive smart and stay tuned.